Morphic is a small, free, and open source app that makes it easier for people to use computers, and a lot of the features on computers that make it easier to use for people with disabilities or people who are getting older or people who just have trouble using the computer for one reason or another. It runs on the PC, but it also runs on the Macintosh. And it brings a lot of features that are built directly in the system out where it's easier for individuals to use. For example, on this screen, it may be hard to read the small print for some people. Now, there are techniques you can use to enlarge the text in a particular window, like on a browser. But if the individual's having trouble seeing, they're going to also have trouble seeing the text up here and in the menus and on the desktop, etc. So text size is the first feature, and it allows you to increase the text everywhere, not just in one particular window. So when I click on it, you'll notice that everything on the screen gets larger, including all of the menus, etc. And it does this without anything going off screen. Now, there's some magnifiers that will blow the screen up, but then it goes off screen where people can't find it. So with text size, it allows you to make the screen larger or smaller, the contents, without causing things to go off screen where they're harder to use. Now, if you only need to see part of the screen, there's a built-in magnifier glass. So you can just click on here and it pops up a little magnifier and you can use it to look at any particular part of the screen you want to. Now, while you're doing it, the mouse still works. So if I want to, I can click on this and I can open or close the menu and explore it, etc. So you can explore things using the magnifier. The next feature is called a snip, and this is one that is built into both the computers, but it's hard for people to find sometimes, and it's really useful. It allows you to take any part of the picture, like I can grab it and grab this picture of this young man here, and I can then paste it into an email or a document or anything else that I would like to paste it into. The next feature is Read Selected, and this is helpful for anyone who has any trouble reading or for people who are just have tired eyes and would like to have things read to them. With this feature, you can select any text in any application, and then you just click Read Selected.
Color blindness or color vision deficiency, CVD, is
to have it read. Now, people who have dyslexia, for example, not only have trouble reading, but they could also have trouble writing because they can't accurately read back that which they've written. And that's a difficulty that causes them to read less, to write less, and this is not good for their education either way. The next is contrast. For individuals who have trouble, you can click on it and it will cause everything to go into high contrast. Now, there is a dark mode on computers, but this one only causes some things to get dark, whereas the contrast, you can set it to be any one of the different types of contrast, and you can have the entire screen go higher contrast. Now, some people find this easier to read. Some people find it better for if they have migraines or other problems where the brightness of the screen is a problem. For those who have color blindness, having information which is color-coded can be a problem. And so there's a button here which causes it to shift the color. Now, I can right-click on this, click Setting, and it drops you right into the control panel where you can select whatever type of color blindness you have, and then it will change to that. And then from then on, when you turn it on and off, it will shift the color in that fashion. There's dark mode and night mode. There are also a number of other features. For example, if you want to change the pointer size, you can click on this and it drops you directly into the place where you can change the pointer size here. Now, all of the features that I just showed you are actually built into the operating system already. The problem is that they're hard to find, and many of them are in the control panel, which people are afraid to go into. Going into the control panel is kind of like asking you to go under the hood of your car and make a change. For some people, you'd be afraid of breaking your car. They're afraid of breaking the computer. As a matter of fact, this is a complaint we hear a lot. So this is taking features that are already there and bringing them out and making them much easier to find. Now, the individuals who want this can get this free. Organizations can get this also free, but they can also add 3 additional buttons if they want to. So we have different organizations who've chosen different extra 3 buttons. For example, this is the 3 buttons that the University of Maryland asked to have on its bar that it's deploying in all of its libraries. Google Drive, which is Elms, which is their Canvas, it's their educational system, and then a button for signing out. They found the kids on the computers just didn't sign out because it took 3 clicks, and now they wanted 1. In the University of Michigan, they used a different 3 buttons. They used My Mail, My Canvas again, and then Mprint, which is their printing system that you can use to print on their printers from their computers as you go around. Now, there's many other buttons that can be looked at, some that might be useful in a library, one that'll open up any web page that you are interested in so that you can actually have it so it would open up any web page that you found really would be useful to your students or to your patrons of your library, etc. Now, it's important. Morphic kind of looks like something that people have called an overlay, which shows up on some web pages. Morphic is not an overlay. Overlays only work with one website, and they don't provide access to anything else. So you can use that one website, but you can't use any other websites. You can't use your computer, etc. With Morphic, it works everywhere. It works on all websites. As you can see, it works on the whole screen. It works on all applications. It works on everything to do with Windows. Again, Morphic is secure. It's private. There's no data collected at all when people are using it. It's open source, and it's made available free from Raising the Floor, a nonprofit, to everyone, schools, libraries, organizations, and individuals. We encourage organizations to download it for themselves right from the Morphic website, which is just at morphic.org. It's tiny, it installs in seconds, and you'll find more videos on the website to allow you to look at it and find out about it and its features. It is quick to download Morphic and try it yourself. Just click on the Get Morphic button, choose either Mac or Windows. It downloads. And then click to install. And it installs in seconds. Once it's installed, simply double-click on it on the desktop to launch it for the first time. And then it appears in the menu bar. Now, you can show it and hide it using the little icon, and you can choose whether or not it shows up at start or not